my geeks, freaks, and my peeps, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Carol, and today, guys, we're going to be talking about hell, or specifically Vivzi's Helluverse, and why it's hell is not a good excuse. So, before I talk about why that excuse is poor, I'm going to give a brief summary of both Hazbin Hotel and Helluva Boss. And before y'all yell at me, I know the majority of you know the ins and outs of the shows. However, I also know that at least some of my audience will come to this video not knowing anything about either show. Which is rude, because I made videos about the shows. And how dare you not watch them before this one? I'm just kidding. But after this video, I do hope you check out my other videos. Anyways, with that said, Hazbin Hotel stars the titular Charlie Morningstar, daughter of Lucifer, yes, that Lucifer, Morningstar, as she tries to prove that redemption of damned souls is plausible and send them to heaven to spare them of the annual extermination. Alongside is her girlfriend Vaggie, who's their girlfriend, Huskus the gruff bartender, who has a soft heart, Alistair the famed radio demon, who's charming and seemingly trustworthy, but will take advantage of you when it suits him, Sir Pinchus, who makes larger-than-life inventions to take over Pentagram City, but is about as harmless as a sock puppet. Introduced who's, what do I say that what can I say that YouTube will not strike me down into oblivion for saying? Adult film entertainer star, who talks a big game, but has a sexually exploitative contract with Valentino, an adult film director and producer. And Nifty is nifty, and that's about all I can say. She's scary. Together, this ragtag band of misfits fights the powers that be, and eventually are proven right with Pinchus. Although, at this point, the hotel does not know that they were right. Helluva Boss is a romantic comedy, and I say it with big quotes because I don't get what's romantic or comedic about it. Show between Blitz and his exploitator Storeless. Yeah, I have issues with Helluva Boss, but you can watch my extended thoughts in my Why Does Stolas Suck video, as well as my review of the show that's coming up hopefully sometime this year if all goes according to plan. Anyways, Stolas forces Blitz into a contract where he would get the Grimoire. Essentially, it's a teleportation book for the purposes of this, to run his business in exchange for his body once a month, with Stolas continually and repeatedly abusing Blitz in various different forms, and we are supposed to, enjoy this and find this cute when no, it's not. That's the show now. However, it was originally pitched as Blitz starting Immediate Murder Professionals, or IMP for short, with his adopted daughter Luna, Moxie, and Millie, in which sinners, people who died and went to hell, would hire them to assassinate living souls who wronged them in life, in which the Grimoire would provide them access to the living world. And each episode would focus on the gang killing a different sinner, a la, Saturday cartoon style, where it's episodic. All that were Imps, Blitz, Moxie, and Millie, and Hellhounds, Luna, are literally accessories in service to Hell's elites, like Stolas, who's a Grisha prince. So, why is it's hell a bad argument to make? Well, it would not be if, 1, people went all in with it, 2, if it was that simple, and 3, if the show actually had better dialogue. So, if the Helluverse was an actual accurate portrayal of hell, a place where the worst of the worst go to suffer for eternity, as well as the show making it very clear that these are bad people who deserve hell, it would just be the end of it. They'd purely be horrible people doing horrible things and being punished for it. The problem comes with, it isn't an accurate version of hell. The people we follow in this version of hell are often mostly morally great people who have done bad but ultimately want to be good. Hell, that's literally the whole point of the Hazbin Hotel, to prove that these people can be redeemed. For example, we have Blitz, who recognizes that he has hurt people in the past and is taking active steps to better himself, Angel does to harass his husks to get a reaction to get joy during the storm of pain he's in. He's addicted to every drug in existence to forget his life because otherwise it would break him. Vaki believes in Charlie's dreams so much she'd do anything to help her. Moxie came from a mob boss dad who forced him to kill Annette and dispose of his mom's things as a child and tries to be the best version he can for Millie. Luna is a jaded and angry teen who spent all her life in the adoption system and gets adopted right before she, quote-unquote, ages out. Whether that meant she got put down or kicked out. And honestly, it could go either way, whether they literally killed the kids who aged out or they did what normal adoption agencies do and just kick them out of the orphanage. She acts like she hates Blitz, but secretly appreciates all the effort he puts in. Husk was at the top of the social heap as an overlord and lost it all in multiple rounds of cards to Alistair, and now tries to help other CCs in his position. Octavia, despite coming up in a broken home after her father's affair gets out, where she's neglected on both sides, she's still a good person, and just a scared and angry teenager. Okay, so I think you get it. I think you get it with all these examples. So, in this version of Hell, it is very multifaceted and layered. Sometimes executed well, and others are soulless. The thing with the It's Hell argument is that it's an all or nothing argument, and that It's Hell card always gets pulled when you critique the writing or popular characters. The main characters I see get this passed are mainly soulless, and to a far lesser extent Angel Dust. I'm not saying that there are literally no other characters that this argument gets called out for. However, these are the two characters I see the most, and I mostly see it with soulless. But if you try to apply that to literally any of the other characters who are portrayed as unquestionably evil by the show, such as Valentino, you get looked at as weird. But if it's okay for Stolz to sexually assault Blitz, because by definition that is what's happening, why is it suddenly not okay for Valentino to do it to Angel? Don't take this as me excusing Valentino's actions, because they are vile and he does deserve hell. However, if you want to play this argument, you do need to be able to apply it to all characters and not just your favorites. Another aspect of this argument comes up whenever someone criticizes the show's writing and its over-reliance on swearing. This is honestly a problem that adult animation as a whole has a problem with. People seem to think that a show targeted to adults has to have millions of swears and sex jokes to show it's not for kids. But these shows always get that It's Hell, of course they swear excuse, which, here's the thing. Yes, it is hell, and people would be more loose with their language. However, that does not excuse the poor writing. She also wants to have her cake and eat it too, with characters swearing as a joke and swearing all the time, and then also wanting the swearing to be impactful. But when you have so many swears that even a sailor would blush, it becomes less impactful when you want it to land. Take Alistair, for example. He doesn't swear until dad be dad, and he doesn't swear again until the show goes on. And in Dad Be Dad, he tells the Lucifer, fuck you. And it's supposed to be like, oh my gosh, Alistair swore, I didn't know he could. But I've seen so many people say that they missed this detail because the show had so many swears that they tuned it out. And if you want a swear to have weight, you need to have swears sparingly. And I'm not saying that you can never have swears. I'm just saying that if you want them to be impactful and have a punch, you cannot have it all the time and having the joke, oh my gosh, they swore as a joke, isn't a joke. It just gets annoying after a while. And as a final side note, please stop sending death threats and doxing the actors and people who have a different opinion to you. This is never okay, and you are no better than the character you hate. I should not have to say this. This should just be common sense, but for some reason people on the internet think this is okay. Once again, quit sending death threats and doxing to the actors and to the people you disagree with. It is okay to have a different opinion. It is okay to disagree with a person. You do not need to threaten them. Anyways, thank you all for watching this video all the way through. And to the people sending me hate in the comments without watching the video, Thanks for the boost in the algorithm. Thank you very much. This argument has always annoyed me personally because it discredits all the work the writers did, even when it isn't great. Stole this. It's always picked for very specific characters and no one else, and that's just really dumb in my opinion. Because once again, this is an all or nothing argument. If you want it to apply to one character, you do have to be okay with it applying to all characters, you know. Anyways, my geeks, freaks, and my peeps, I hope you enjoyed this video, or at least found it informative. I hope the warrior of you lie in this beautiful spectrum we call life, that you are happy and that you're healthy. Stay safe, and remember, I love you. Bye.